Welcome to the Artisan Small Batch Academy. Today's lesson is going to be the difference between domestic machines, which are frequently referred to as home machines, versus industrial. Keep in mind, sometimes a domestic machine can actually cost more, but don't go by price first. You need to go by what are you sewing, how many layers are you sewing, what speed do you want to go at, because a domestic machine will sew lace panties, for instance. An industrial machine usually doesn't like that. You can waste your money by purchasing the wrong machine, and then you end up burning it up because you're trying to force a domestic machine to sew something that really wants to be sewn by an industrial machine. So you can waste your money. So that's why you really need to investigate first. You can also gravitate towards a domestic machine because that's where you're comfortable, but it may not be worth your time and money to invest in something that you're not going to go as fast or get the results that you really need to be getting if you're selling product. I'll walk you through the difference between purchasing smart rather than for comfort. We all grow up with a domestic machine, and they're easily affordable and available, but they can also cost you more in attachments. Some of the feet that you buy for a domestic machine are actually pretty expensive, versus an industrial machine. You can get attachments that do tricks or guide feet, and they're only like $8 to $15. So, and they help you do your job. So that's why you really need to investigate. The stitching that a domestic machine does is not as professional as an industrial machine. So you really need to compare before you purchase. I would venture to the closest sewing machine company that sells the industrial machines and talk to them about what your product is, what you like sewing. If you're going pro as an independent contractor, you're going to sew faster with this. The domestic machines are lightweight and portable. The industrial machines are attached to a table. So that is where another major difference is. But you can get a table with feet on it, so it just rolls around. And you really need both, probably, because domestic machines are good for certain steps. Like I put tags on with this sometimes on meshes and laces and stuff. And sometimes the industrial machines just don't like some fabric. So you need to have both if possible, or eventually. The thing about industrial machines is they actually need a lot of TLC. You can't just jerk them around because they're industrial. They also like to be having the bobbin filled while you're sewing. They do not like it when you are just running the machine to run the bobbin like we're used to, what we grow up with on a domestic machine. You cannot do that to an industrial machine, only in emergencies. You must always be filling the next bobbin while you're sewing. So that's another major difference that people don't know, and you can really cause a repair visit if you don't know how to treat them correctly. The amount of product that you can produce in an hour is greater on an industrial machine because that's what they're made for. So really investigate what you're sewing. Go to the local closest store that sells industrial. I know sometimes that can be a trip. You can also sometimes find used machines on Marketplace, and if you get a hold of an owner that's been using it for what they've been using it for, they'll give you a really good education on it too. You can ask them questions. I've gotten some of my used machines from for specific reasons. I have